What is going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another video from me here on YouTube. I'm going to be talking about the Proshot today on my 6D helmet. So full disclosure, Proshot did send me a brand new Proshot, but the first one I ever got, I actually paid for myself, fell in love with the product. I contacted them, and so George over at Proshot has sent me this one for free because I actually broke this one from landing on my face too many times. So I'm going to go through, I've only taped up my address here so you can't see my address, but we're going to go through the whole process. The box was kind of beat up in transit, but I've had a lot of new subs here lately on my channel, so thank you guys first off, but I've had a lot of people, there's not even tape there, where's the tape at here? A lot of people who don't know about the Proshot, and they've been asking different questions about it or how I film and just various stuff like that, so I'm just going to readdress it. I did a review. I got the Proshot in, man, this tape's real struggle, in July of last year. So I've had over a year to review this product. And one thing you'll notice about this helmet, there are no GoPro mounts. The Proshot is the only thing I run. I no longer run one up top. I don't run one here. I don't have anything up here. I only run the Proshot. I truly believe that it gets you the best shot. So George sent me this one. I just opened it. It is a white one, so it's going to kind of clash, but for the most part, I really don't care. They do have them available in full black and full white, but it'll still look fine. And plus, give a little bit more love to the fact that it's Proshot. It'll keep it from blending in as much. So I'm a little tiny bit bummed that it's white, but we're not going to let that deter us. So even from the old one, I took off the Velcro. It's held on by super ridiculously strong Velcro. I have taken that off. There's no more sticky residue. It came off really well. I'm actually really impressed. It was really hard. I had to like gently pull it apart, but it did come all the way off. So we're gonna actually start here. I just have some alcohol. I don't know how to say it. Whatever. Isopropyl alcohol. We're just gonna go ahead and wash both sides of the helmet where we're gonna be mounting the Proshot, which will just be right here. Just make sure we get all the dirt, everything off of there, just so we can get the best stickiness possible, because we're going to put one side of the Velcro on here, and then the Proshot has the other side of the Velcro, and that's what actually sticks on it. That's one great thing. If you have multiple helmets, you can put the Velcro, it's not actually Velcro, it's Scotch brand, but, you know, clasp stuff. You can actually put that on both helmets and switch the Proshots between them, as easy as popping it off and sticking it on another helmet. So like my old Shoei, which has the Velcro on it, if I ever wanted to run my Proshot on that for my dad, I could take that Proshot and put it on there. So let's go ahead here. There are actually some pretty simple directions on how to mount this here. Let that alcohol dry up for a quick second. Voice crack. It is actually. Okay. Alright guys, as I'm going through this, I just found something out that's pretty cool. So the part I broke on this, hopefully I'm going to be able to show this okay. I fell on my face so many times that this little end piece here actually broke. So I don't know if you could see that, but if I unscrew this, this little piece right here actually broke off right here. But since it is the nut side, I can actually run this through here and hold it on. So that's how I've been doing it. However, this little piece here actually has a little Allen head, and you can actually change that. So George had sent me a new tripod mount, which is essentially all this is. It's actually what's holding my phone right now. But I can use this, and I can unscrew this and actually put this new one on top. So this is actually replaceable, which I did not know before until I just took it off to look at it. But hey, we're going to just go ahead and put the white one on. Maybe I'll wash that one up real nice and we'll change it out, but here we go. So it starts off, you can see it's pretty thin. It's going to widen out. And we have the Velcro that I was talking about. So you can see in here, that stuff is pretty gnarly. So that's actually what we're going to be putting on the helmet. So of course you want to kind of line this up. Look at the picture he sent. You don't want it like this. You don't want it up. You're going to want it nice and level with the helmet, even a little bit down. So we're going to want to put our Velcro pieces right about here. So actually what I'm going to do, my helmet has some different cuts in it. So I'm actually going to cut these pieces out. It's kind of hard to do as I'm trying to film this, but we're going to go ahead and go like, let's say, right about there. So I can just cut off a little bit of this end piece. Line that up a little bit more, and then we'll cut a little V here. hopefully get this all lined up how we want it. All right. Something like that. We'll make sure before we go ahead and stick this on again that that's really where we want it. Yeah, back to there. Yeah, I think that ought to do just fine. Maybe a little bit further back. Sora's in there meowing. I'm sorry, cat. Come on, right there. So that's actually pretty good where we have it. I'm just going to do another cut just right for that part. So again, just obviously you don't want to make this too thin or anything, but you can kind of modify it down and get it like you can see there. So it's just on this part of the helmet. It's not on like the rubber parts here. So that's how we wanted it. We'll go ahead and just take this off. We've already washed the helmet with the alcohol. And there we go. That's all right. Just put that on. It's already stuck nice and hard. Obviously, I'm not going to pull it off or anything to show you how hard it's stuck on there because I don't want it to come off. But it's obviously, that's like dirt falls out of my helmet. It's obviously on there pretty good. So we'll leave that for a second. And of course, do the same thing on the other side. Here, put that there. So again, we're just going to kind of line up where we want it. Now we can actually stick it on the other side if we feel so inclined. But yeah, essentially just right about here. That's one thing I love. This Velcro is so gnarly, so great that you don't have to have a ton of it actually touching the helmet for it to work. It works really well. Cut this little end down. Or I say touching the helmet, like actually touching the part of the Proshot. You don't need like the whole piece of the Velcro, so you can modify it, which is really nice. All right, there we go. So I think that ought to line up all right. Something like that, hopefully. So we'll just go ahead and peel this back. Line this up. Yeah, that ought to do pretty well. Then I'm just gonna, push it on nice and hard. This Velcro stuff is great. It's actually the same stuff I use to hold my mic. My mic is now broken, but this stuff I would hold the mic on with. So I actually bought myself a roll of this stuff so I'd have extra because I absolutely love it. But there you go. The Velcro's on there nice and good. So now the Proshot, we just kind of flex outwards. And it's kind of hard this first time since it is, it's wanting to pull back in, it's pretty tight still. Once it gets like kind of loose like this one, it comes on and off a lot easier, of course. But that's also why I took off the Velcro on my old one, simply because you're on a dirt bike. You're getting a ton of dirt and grime and stuff in the Velcro, and it turns pretty nasty. If you can see that, it's pretty brown in there. It's pretty gross. I think that's kind of the reason why it's popped off a few times on me now. So there you guys go. That actually, it sticks out, but I don't mind the white that much. One thing, okay, I just noticed on this side, I have it pretty high. You can see quite a bit of the Velcro down here, so I'm actually going to lower this side. Oh, you can hear just how gnarly it's stuck on there. All right. There we go. That ought to be pretty good. So there you go from the front. Hopefully you can see that all right. Kind of top-down view, bottom view. You do have a little bit of space, so if you would like to run a mic, which you don't need to, with your GoPro right here, as long as you have the back on that has some openings, you can hear yourself talk just fine. I'll have an example for you. Means a lot, dude. Thank you. How you liking it out here? Do you ride out here often? Nice, dude. Awesome. It's sick out. But if you do wish to run an external mic, how I was doing it, the mic came out the side and then it was able to go through this opening here. The wire went through the opening and then I had it Velcroed up here. But there you guys go. Let me grab a GoPro case and show you a little bit more with it. All right, guys. So here I have two different GoPro cases. This is what I'm talking about. This one has the full back, so you could throw this in a lake or something or whatever. Actually, it has an opening here, but the full back, that's going to make it very hard for the GoPro to pick up your audio. This case is great if you're running an external mic because it closes off the back, but then it has the opening on the sides for a mic. This is the kind of case you'd want to run without a mic, where you have the openings right here. So this, of course, you'd put a GoPro in, which I don't have one in there, but obviously you guys don't need a step by step of that process. Get this lined up. Alrighty, and one thing I've noticed, aim it a little bit higher than you feel like you need to, simply because you probably look down more than you realize you do. Like when you're riding, you might think like, okay, that's a good placement, but then when you're riding, you're looking down and you're gonna have a bad view. So you wanna aim it probably a little bit higher than you think is necessary. If you put it straight and you say that's probably good, lean it back a little bit more after that, you guys. So there you go, that's the GoPro on it. Now the question everyone asks, is the GoPro in your way? Does it feel like you're like looking at the back of the GoPro? Real quick, what I want you to do as you're sitting at your computer, look at your nose. You see how you can see your nose? Your nose is technically in the way of your eyes. You can see your nose. But then when you look straight forward, do you see your nose? No, you don't. So that's the analogy I attach to the Proshot when you have the GoPro on it. Yes, it's there. If you're riding and you're focusing on it, yeah, you're gonna see it. But as soon as you look, like when you're riding, you shouldn't be looking at your front tire anyway. You're looking a corner ahead or whatever. You look right past it. Your brain doesn't even register that it's there. It is awesome. And then as you know, I need to breathe, as you know, the GoPro, there's a light on the back that blinks as it's recording. So if you put it in your helmet and you hit record and you do about a lap and a half and then you're like, oh man, did I hit my GoPro? And you're not sure, you can actually slow down or maybe in the air of a jump. Then you can focus in on the back of the GoPro and you can see that blinking light. I mean, it doesn't blink that fast, but you can see it blink red and then you know you're recording. So that's really handy. So there you guys go. That's honestly as easy as it was. I put my helmet all the way down to where it was like it had never had a Proshot before. Just a simple Velcro. It's on there. It is ready to roll right now. Of course, I would still advise doing this at least the night before you go riding, just to let the stickiness of the Velcro on your helmet settle. But I've never ever had an issue of where that Velcro pulled up. The only issue I've had is when I crash and smash my face into the ground, that the Velcro on this pops off. But I can guarantee you for how dirty and muddy this Velcro has got, because I've put over a year. I have a year and 2 months on this mount, almost 3 months now. There's been a lot of dirt, a lot of mud, a lot of grime. The only thing is this Velcro product is not as clingy as it was when it was new. So that's it, you guys. I absolutely love this mount. That's why, again, I don't have, whoa, sorry, I hit it with my ring. I don't have any other mounts on my helmet. This mount, the one thing that you want to make sure, if you have an older GoPro, you might not enjoy this mount. You want the super view mode, which I know the 3 Plus Black GoPro has, because that's the GoPro I have. I think all the newer ones than that have it. But if you have like a 3 White or a 3 Silver, you might not have a super view mode. Double check that, because that's just going to expand it back. So when you have your hands on the bars, you can actually see the whole bars, your whole hands, your fingers on the levers and everything. If you don't have super view, it kind of gives you that sort of tunnel vision and it pulls everything in closer. I'll have some footage of that. For me personally, that's just 1080 wide, not super view, and it kind of ruins the shot. So I think the Proshot really works best if you have super view, but yeah, it would work with any GoPro, I assume. Obviously, this is the 3 Plus case. I'm sure a GoPro Hero Session would fit right on there. The new 5 is gonna fit, a 4 would fit, but I absolutely love it, you guys. Yes, George did give me this mount right here free. This mount, the first one I ever owned, I did buy myself with my own money, had it shipped myself. It was definitely a worthy investment. So I'll have some footage for you guys to check out, but really love this mount. Obviously super easy to install. Gets a great view because it gives you the bars, the levers, all that fun stuff. But also when you throw a fat whip past your buddy and you look over at him in midair, since it's on your helmet, it turns and you get a sweet view of that. So whatever you're looking at with your head, this is going to pick up. I have nothing else more to say about it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this little review and box opening, unboxing, is that what it's called? Unboxing, installation review and everything. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. You can get one of these at Proshot Cam. I'll have a link on the screen and the description, proshotcam.com. Pick yourself up one. I think they run about $35, and then with shipping it's right around $39, just round up to 40 bucks. That is the US. I don't know about shipping anywhere else. That's going to do it though, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoy. If you order one of these, make sure you tell George that DeeO sent you. And until next time, as always, take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice. We'll talk to you later.